So last time I did a Spider-Man trailer breakdown, I started the video with my favorite comment. So today I'm going to start the video with my favorite tweet. I'm really happy they waited to unveil this casting news. Folks, Sony has dropped another Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, and this one's even better than the last one. As someone who has followed every single Spider-Man movie as they've came out in theaters and who loves Spider-Man passionately, I can honestly tell you that I have not been this excited about a Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 3 when I was in the 3rd grade. This is seriously on the same level as that. You know, we're so close to the movie and the hype has gotten so big, I don't think I need to do 5 reasons that the trailer works or do a traditional trailer breakdown because tomorrow morning the whole internet is going to be flooded with those. Here are my immediate thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home as it pertains to the trailer itself. The thing I'm most excited about in the movie is not the rumors, it's not the returning villains. Peter Parker is going to suffer. We finally have a Peter that's going to be thrown through the ringer and is going to be tested as Spider-Man in a way that we have not seen happen to Tom Holland before. There's something so satisfying about seeing him honestly torn up telling Aunt May, "I can't save everyone." That's the most Spider-Man thing I've seen in this trilogy thus far. Even though he's always surrounded by an awful situation at all angles, he perseveres and he pushes through, and he does the right thing because it's the right thing to do. That being said, there's also a ton of fan service for me in this movie, in the way of returning villains and characters. I've already gushed about how great Doc Ock looks, but this bridge fight actually looks gorgeous. And honestly, I'm just getting chills when he says, "You're not Peter Parker." And not just because it references Tobey, but because he's still that pensive, inquisitive, and kind of torn character. He's not just evil. I don't think he's going to be a villain the whole time. And listen, I'm not in the camp that thinks you can't make him a villain. I love his redemption arc in Spider-Man 2. But if this movie turns around and says, you know what, he's a villain again, that's fine. I can still go back and watch Spider-Man 2, and if I'm that offended by what this movie does, I don't need to watch this movie again. But I think there's enough evidence here to suggest that maybe he's not the main villain of the movie, including this shot where it actually looks like he's fighting Electro. On the other hand, Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, is just as devious and manipulative as ever before. Again, it looks like it fits right with that movie, while still fitting into this universe. I can't believe how well this has been done. However, all of the villains have also been updated to fit this universe. Obviously, Jamie Foxx doesn't look exactly the same. It looks like Green Goblin's going to have the helmet, but maybe only for a couple of scenes, which I'm totally fine with. Willem Dafoe has one of the most expressive faces of any actor ever, and it's honestly a waste to keep it covered. And even Doc Ock, you can see that his arms have been upgraded to what looks like it might be Stark tech, which I think is really exciting. Next up, I do want to talk about the rumors. At the end of the day, I don't really care if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this movie. I would like them to show up, but I think there's going to be more than enough here for me to enjoy without them here, and I'm completely willing to judge the movie on that metric and not get my hopes up for something that honestly we don't have any proof of. But I think they're definitely in the movie. That Andrew Garfield leak is real. And so is the one from a couple weeks ago with all 3 Spider-Men. I can't put it in the video because I will get pulled, but the leaks look something like this, an artist representation. They're standing on scaffolding. If these are fake leaks, how did they know to put them on the same exact scaffolding that shows up in this trailer? And even look at this shot with the lizard. The lizard is getting punched by no one. This is clearly a case of Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War, where they remove certain characters from the trailer to not spoil us on what's going to happen. This is a money shot of 3 Spider-Men fighting 3 different villains. You can't convince me otherwise. I do want to say one last thing, and that's this. There's something so special and so fun about when a Spider-Man movie comes out. And for me, going to see Spider-Man in the theater has been something I've enjoyed my whole entire life. This being said, there are a lot of online Spider-Man fans that are just toxic and just want to suck the fun out of what Spider-Man is. And in this particular circumstance, I think there's a lot more potential for nastiness. Let's say hypothetically the 3 Spider-Men are not in this movie. There's going to be a ton of unwarranted disappointment. And that's gonna suck for the people who walk out really enjoying this thing and having the experience that I've been allowed to have with Spider-Man for my whole life. I'm not saying that you absolutely have to like Spider-Man No Way Home. What I am saying though is try to judge this movie on its own merits. And don't hold it up with the movie that you have inside of your head. And at the end of the day, if people like something, they like something. And just let them do that, man. Because if we can all get together and just make this a really fun experience for everyone, and remember that it is, at the end of the day, just a movie, I think that would be a really cool thing. And until next time, I'm Oliver the Ricketts. Man, I can't wait for Spider-Man.